This was me just a couple of years ago at my fattest, ugliest, and the most underconfident version of myself. And this is me now. You can clearly see the difference in the appearance of my face, not only externally but internally as well. Because confidence comes from competence, not cope. This video is going to be of a decent length. It is going to contain everything I've learned and implemented towards my looks. By the end of this video, you'll exactly know how to improve your looks naturally. And actually, it's much more simpler than people make it seem. There are 9 sections to this framework, so you better be taking notes. But first, let me tell you more about myself. I had gyno as a teenager. And I still do. And it is still something that I'm insecure about. You can imagine exactly how I used to get treated back in school by my so-called friends. If complacently below average embodied a person, it would have been me. Because when I turned 18, I looked like this. The point that I'm trying to make is that the difference in the way that I get treated right now is so much more apparent to me. Since I've been on both sides of the coin, the so-called halo effect is actually real, and looks maxing is just the new and objectified self-improvement. As we progress through the framework that I'm about to give you, it will go from some things that you probably already know to ideas that will be more impactful towards your life. But first, let me explain to you the core idea behind this framework. Health is wealth and wealth is attractiveness. I'll use myself as an example to explain my concept. So how is gyno perceived and what is it actually? It's caused by a hormonal imbalance during puberty. Imbalance, unhealthy. Let's go over my old face now. Puffy, bloated, unkept facial hair, no grooming, tired, sleep deprived. All of this is not healthy. Just to clear your thoughts, good health indicators is what makes a person more attractive. And improving health indicators can be done completely naturally. You don't need surgeries, implants or BBLs. All you need to do is focus on getting healthy. Section 1 of my framework, body fat. This is one thing that every single person alive can control. You have to get super lean. The biggest thing holding you back is your body fat. Nothing else matters if you're fat. You are automatically seen as complacent, lazy, and purposeless. Not to mention how ugly you look. Being fat is a sin if you care about yourself even a little bit. And also, bulking has been vaulted, and if you still cope thinking that bulking will build more muscle than staying at maintenance, you are not going to get anywhere significant. In fact, being leaner would indirectly help you build more muscle than if you were fatter, because of something called insulin sensitivity, which is higher the lower your body fat is. Insulin is basically the hormone which helps in nutrient distribution. So being at a lower body fat is objectively better for you, and you need to understand that. Half of the problem is solved when you recognize there is a problem in the first place. Once you do accept that you're fat, all that's left is getting lean. But how do you get lean? The basic principle of a calorie deficit. Basically, if you eat less and move more, you're going to be spending more energy than you're consuming, which means you will be losing weight, because mass is created from energy, the energy you consume from food. If you are not spending that energy where it's supposed to be spent, then it will get stored as fat. I have made countless videos on the topic of getting lean and losing fat, as well as explained how exactly I went from being very fat to what I am currently. Watch it after you take notes from every single section of this video, because everything that I say from this point onwards is going to be really impactful. Section 2, breathing. Tongue posture, mewing, and nasal breathing is something that every single person needs to be doing. Notice yourself now. Are you breathing through your mouth or the nose? If you're breathing through your mouth, fix it immediately. I can't remember a time when I was younger that I was not breathing through my mouth. How crazy does that sound? I wish I knew back then that mouth breathing was one of the worst things a person can be doing. What doing all this seriously is going to do is fix your jaw, double chin. Not only that, but everything that makes you look attractive. Because evolutionarily, we were meant to breathe through our noses, not our mouths. If you're truly having trouble breathing through your nose, here's a brief exercise that you can do along with me. Feel the air entering your nose and the slightly warmer air entering out of it. I want you to breathe really slowly to the point of you feeling breathless, as if you were on a walk and are really tired. Come on, do it with me. Breathe in now. Do this for at least another minute or so, and you will see the difference in the airflow through your nose. If you had sinus issues or any blocks in your nose, it's immediately gone because your brain notices that the oxygen supply to your body has decreased significantly, and the correct pathway of oxygen is through the nose. I will link a detailed TED Talk lecture about this, and you will definitely learn a lot from it. Hope you're taking notes to go through after the video ends. So anyways, the point of nasal breathing is so that the tongue gets to sit in its natural position, which is resting on top of the roof of your mouth, for consistent force production upwards and forwards, which is necessary for healthy growth in the face. One more thing that you need to make sure is that your teeth, your upper and lower teeth, need to be touching just slightly. When you are awake, you can consciously do this, constantly checking if you're breathing through your nose or your mouth and correcting it each time. But when you are not conscious, when asleep, you can't control this. So start taping your mouth shut when going to sleep. You definitely don't need to buy the expensive mouth tapes that people sell you. All you need is medical tape from your nearest medical store, which comes for really cheap. Tear a piece of it and tape it on your mouth right before you go to sleep. It's as simple as that. Speaking of sleep, mouth taping is also going to prevent you from drooling all over yourself and the pillow you sleep on, which can potentially cause infections on your face. This was the major reason that I had many pimples on my face back when I was younger and drooling on my pillow, and I just didn't realize where it was coming from. Section 3. Myths. Thumb pulling, bone smashing BS. I have not seen a single person in the internet making progress with it. It's either they lost a lot of fat from the before and after pictures, or the photo was taken in a slightly different angle, which is definitely not noticeable, but the difference it makes is really huge. If you're really desperate, then try them at your own risks. I'm definitely not condemning this, and realize that you're not going to see any results, and the risks outweigh the rewards anyways. So place your bets at the right places. We will move on to something that actually works and is proven to work. What actually works is strengthening and building muscles closer to your face. Just do neck curls. This is something that I've been slacking with, and I regret not doing it, because doing neck curls would have improved a lot of things. All of you have sagging necks, looking down at your phone constantly. This leads to your head posture being shit. To fix it now, start being conscious about your posture and start doing neck curls. How exactly do you start doing neck curls? You lie down on your bed with your head hanging out and start doing this motion. If this motion is too easy for you, you can start adding weight. It will help you with making your neck thicker and also improve your posture. Better posture is also going to make you seem as tall as you actually are, because with bad posture, even a guy who is 6 foot tall can look like a 5'8", which leads us to the next point. Section 5. Your height. Height also plays a major role with the halo effect. The harsh truth is that you can't increase your height after your growth plates are closed. If you want to know every possible way you can maximize your height, keyword maximize, not increase, then watch this video that I made on this topic with as much detail as I possibly could. It includes to how growth plates close, how your testosterone and estrogen controls the closing of your growth plates, and everything of that sort. To summarize the video on what you shouldn't be doing and what you should be doing, do not be on a deficit during your growing age, and eat enough protein, and sleep more than 8 hours, with 8 being the minimum. If you want more details, then the video will always be there on my channel for you to watch at any time you want. So subscribe. Section 6. Skincare. You don't need to do anything that is too extra. All you need to do is shower every day without fail. Because I know a person in real life in my college that doesn't take shower for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 a week. And that guy smells like shit, and he looks even worse. And I hope every single person that's watching me right now takes showers every single day. If you're not, I don't know what is wrong with you. Other than that, wash your face with a cleanser at least 2 times a day, once in the morning and once before going to bed. And optionally, when you feel tired or when you feel your skin is not on point, you can use any cleanser you want, but the cleanser I use is this one. And you could possibly try vitamin C serum. I've heard a lot about it and the benefits of it. I've tried it for about less than 3 weeks. This is what I used. Don't know if I can recommend you this because changes you notice will be really gradual, so you would have to have a before and after picture to really make out the difference. And also, if your skin is always dry, a moisturizer is a must. But I don't use moisturizers. What I use is sunscreens, which usually also act as a moisturizer for your skin. Also, sunscreens help you a lot from the damage you take from the sun and also the tan. As far as I get it, the pigment in your skin comes from something called melanin. Melanin is something that is produced due to the longer exposure to the sun, which is what you need to prevent. So keep a good quality sunscreen on you at all times. As for me, I'm using a sunscreen that a friend recommended to me. I'm blindly trusting him, but you should do your own research about your skin as well as the product. You also need to realize that the longer you were tanned for, the longer it will take for your tan to go away. Section 7. De-bloating, the buzzword you have been hearing about everywhere on the internet nowadays. And potassium. You know that de-bloating and potassium are interconnected with each other, but you don't know exactly why. Have you ever noticed that you look your ugliest right after waking up? This is because of something called bloating. It basically makes your face puffy or bloated, which is not ideal if you want to look your best. One thing that can help is potassium. So bloat is basically water retention due to excess sodium. So to flush it all out through urine, taking potassium is going to help and you will instantly start looking way better. Section 8. Cortisol. Another buzzword you have been hearing but don't know shit about. It's basically the stress hormone your body produces and it's completely healthy to have. It helps you wake up at the correct times in the mornings. That's why early morning sunlight exposure is something that is recommended by many people so that you get to wake up at correct times and reschedule or schedule your next day properly. It helps you wake up, perform better and react faster, which is all pluses. It only gets bad when cortisol is high all the time, and it can be caused because of all of this. You better fix all of this as soon as possible because high cortisol is not something that anybody would want to have. Not only you look worse, you also start feeling worse. Section 9 of my framework, building muscle. Building muscle can completely change you. 1, it's going to build your body and make it attractive. 2, it's going to help you build confidence. 3, you will not die sooner. 4, you won't get obese. 5, it'll make losing fat much easier. 6, when you do train hard and make those facial expressions, you are training your facial muscles, which would indirectly make you more attractive long term. Anyways, the more muscular you are without taking steroids, the more attractive you are perceived as. It only gets unattractive when you start taking steroids and build muscles in the wrong places. Building muscles inherently is a complex process, but the principles are as simple as it can get. Hit each muscle you give a fuck about 2 to 3 times a week. Make sure you're progressively overloading. Make sure you're eating enough protein and make sure you're getting enough sleep. If you're doing all 4 of this properly, then you will start building a decent physique of your own in a given time. There is a lot more philosophical topics that I wanted to talk about in this video, which I really did want to share with all of you. If you found even the slightest value from this video, then consider being one of the few that helps me reach 10,000 subscribers and watch me grow to 1 million. If you want to know a lot more about building muscle and how you can start structuring your own workouts and make it a fun process that you can enjoy as a hobby, then watch this video right here. It is one of, if not the most valuable video I have made in this channel so far. That's pretty much it, bro. See you in the next video. Peace.